Everybody, this is Allison from Allykatkreations. How are you? Yep. In that stressful mind frame, trying to think of good things. That's not how my life goes. So I hope everybody's doing okay. My prayers still go out to everybody that's been affected by the tornadoes in Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and North Carolina, and especially today in Georgia, really close to where I was born. And I hope all my family is okay, even though I don't really speak to them. Though I do talk to one aunt and a few of my cousins. So I really hope and pray that they're okay. I haven't heard from them, but a county over from where I was born, oof, big tornadoes. That's why I won't move down south. So, what am I going to read tonight? The Book of Enoch. Why not? The last episode definitely had everything that's going on right now. So let's see how the next parts are going to affect us. And I'm sure it will, because we have to do everything twice. Everything. 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 Twice. Before I start, please hit that like button. It's free. It helps me. It helps this channel grow. Please subscribe. I put a really fun Oracle pick a card with little angels on them. Really good advice from those. I do that as well. I like to break things up. It also brings people to work that they might not have been exposed to before, and that's the point of my channel, is to bring people who have never heard of these books before, or heard of them but never read them. And I was thinking before, when you read a book, you're not necessarily reading it in terms of the now. You're reading it to gain knowledge, to grasp concepts, to just read it because you're interested in it. But a lot of the times, like I'm rereading The Law of One, but I'm reading it in the term of now. And how does it apply to what we're all going through right now? It's not the same when you just pick up a book and you're like, oh, I can't pick up the other one because, well, I could. That one, read it again and compare it to now. A lot of good juicy stuff. This isn't, Arthur is very difficult to read if you haven't read his other work. This is an easier book because it's edited and the person does a good job at like translating, but my goodness, his work is not easy to understand. I mean, a lot of work isn't. So it does take time to read and absorb. But read again the books in the time of now. Because this is not, what we're going through is not normal. It is something that needs to get done. We all signed up to be here now. We all arranged it. We're here to do really good work, but it's up to us to figure out how, who, what, where, and when do we do this work. So just putting that out there. And the fact of the matter is, whenever whoever is doing the taxes, whatever organization is doing the taxes this year, I'm waiting on that so I could pay some bills, and then I can stay up for this month. Next month, I'm trying to look for a loan, but any help that you could provide is help. I'm looking for a job. I'm not just looking for somebody's a handout. I love doing what I do, but I'm a very hands-on person. Like, I was a lifeguard for 18 years. I was a paraprofessional for 8. I worked in camps. I worked with children. I taught. I used to do Zumba. I did a lot of good things. I was a tattoo artist for a little bit. I can't do that anymore with my back. But I was hands-on, and I like to do that too. But I have physical limitations, so there's a lot of things that people suggest to me I can't physically do. Although I would love to do it. And the fact that it has to be local until I make a move, because gas in New York, can't afford it. My car needs to be fixed desperately. It's 2 months out of its inspection. So I can't really go anywhere anyway. And not because I just don't want to take care of my car. I can't afford it. It needs a lot of work. So I'm hoping once I get my tax return, which isn't much, it's really pathetic, but it's something that I know I can pay the credit card bill for the car. Anyway, the life and measure of my journey. I'm taking you all with me, and I'm sorry sometimes I have to rant about it, because this is how we're supposed to be helping other people, trying to get everybody on the same page, doing for others and helping. Just saying. Now, to the Book of Enoch. Attentively consider heaven, all ye progeny of heaven, and all ye works of the Most High. Fear him, nor conduct yourselves criminally before him. If he shut up the windows of heaven, restraining the rain and dew, that it may not descend upon earth on your account, what will you do? And if he send his wrath upon you and upon all your deeds, you are not they who can supplicate him. You who utter against his righteousness language proud and powerful. To you there shall be no peace. It's happening now. Disguised, but it's happening now. Do you not see the commanders of ships, how their vessels are tossed about by the waves? I'm going to put a little pause in there and put a little bit of an inslip there. Or gets grounded in the Chesapeake Bay or the Suez Canal. Happening twice. Ask yourselves why those boats, those big evergreen vessels, got stuck. What's on them? Abomination upon abomination. Back to the book. Torn to pieces by the winds and exposed to the greatest peril, that they therefore fear, because their whole property is embarked with them on the ocean, and that they forebode evil. I told you so. in their hearts, because it may swallow them up, and they may perish in it. That wouldn't be a bad idea if you knew what was on those ships. Is not the whole sea, all its waters, and its commotion, the work of him, the Most High, of him who has sealed up all its exertions and girded it on every side with sand? The boat is grounded on sand. Is it not at his rebuke dried up and alarmed, while all its fish with everything contained in it die? And will not you, ye sinners, who are on earth, fear him? Is not he the maker of heaven and earth, and of all things which are in them? And who has given erudication and wisdom to all that move progressive upon the earth and over the sea? Are not the commanders of ships terrified at the ocean? And shall not sinners be terrified at the Most High? I'm going to put a quick pause on that too. In the Old Testament, you're told to fear God. But why? I don't believe it's the faithful people who follow the Creator to fear him. It's energy, it's love. Why would you fear love? No, really think about it. Why would an all-fearing God, why would you want to fear God? That would make me not wanting to worship or to pray or to ask, hi. No one would want to do that if you fear. I'm going to go to hell. You're in hell. This is hell, by the way, FYI. Third density, third dimension, hell. Hi, hell. Although, I mean, it's spring and it's like Hellahem because it definitely froze over. Not normal. No, but in all seriousness, one should never fear God. Understand God, yes. Creator, source, whatever you want to call the one. They fear Creator. They inverted the tactics so that you would fear Creator. Did you think about that? It flipped. They fear Creator. They fear. Why? Because they know. They didn't want you to know that they fear God. They wanted you to fear so that you just obey. Remember, these sinners, especially in our time of now, the time of now, I'm talking about the time of now. And even back then, they worship Satan. They'll say Lucifer to you guys, but Lucifer and Satan are two separate beings. Okay, and I know a lot of books go over the Lucifer rebellion and everything. That's all in God's design. And I'll go in another video, I'll rant off on that one. But when we're talking about the here and the now, you're going to be very upset when it, and if it does, and I know that certain portions will and a lot won't, but I know a lot. when this stuff comes out about religion, about the falsehoods, the deception, the inversions, these people that you stars, they worship Satan. So that whole part brought up to me, went like ding 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 ding. It just, you should not fear what you are. You are a fragment of Creator. So why are you fearing yourself? Number one, God's within all of us. So why are you fearing anything? It's okay, like my situation, I don't fear my situation. It sucks. I'm being heavily affected by my situation because I can't eat. I eat once a day. I'm paper thin. Not that that's a bad thing, but I'm not healthy because I can't eat what I would like. I can't just pick myself up and like grab organic food. It's really expensive. So what do I do? And yeah, I could sow my seeds now, but I'm not going to see the production of half of this stuff because I suck at gardening. Not lying. I kill everything. Anywho, in those days when he shall cast the calamity of fire upon you, whether you fly or where will you be safe? And when he sends forth his words against you, are you not spared and terrified? All the luminaries are agitated with great fear, and all the earth is spared while it trembles and suffers anxiety. Again, I'm going to pause. There is talk about a pole shift, and I've been watching this for months. And it's now coming up more and more in a lot of different people that I watch, their podcasts and their shows. They're now talking about it. A lot of us have been feeling, especially light workers and people that work with the earth, we feel that there's something going off, right? You just don't know when or how or what the mechanisms are for that setting off. But I do believe there will be a pole shift, not necessarily a complete shift. I think this is north, south. It either will zigzag or it's going to tilt in another direction where it hasn't been. And I think it's tilting. North is tilting this way and south, I'm not 100% sure. But I know north is moving, which is pretty massive to Earth because we're all magnetic. All the angels fulfill the commands received by them and are desirous of being concealed from the presence of the great glory, while the children of the earth are alarmed and troubled. But you, ye sinners, are forever accused. To you there shall be no peace. Fear not, ye souls of the righteous, but wait with patient hope for the day of your death in righteousness. Grieve not, because your souls descend in great trouble, with groaning, lamentation, and sorrow to the receptacle of the dead. In your lifetime, your bodies have not received a recompense in proportion to your goodness. But in the period of your existence have sinners existed. In the period of execration and of punishment. And when you die, sinners, say concerning you, quote, as we die, the righteous die. What profit have they in their works? Behold, like us, they expire in sorrow and darkness. What advantage have they over us? Henceforward are we equal. What will be within their grasp, and what before their eyes forever? For behold, they are dead, and never will they again perceive the light. End quote. I say unto you, ye sinners, you have been satisfied. You wait, sorry, there was something there. You have been situated with meat and drink, with human plunder and rapine, with sin, with acquisition of wealth, and with the sight of good days. Have you not marked the righteous, how their end is in peace? For no oppression is found in them, even to the day of their death. They perish and are as if they were not, while their souls descend in trouble to the receptacle of the dead. But now I swear to you, ye righteous, by the greatness of his splendor and his glory, by his illustrious kingdom and by his majesty, to you I swear that I comprehend this mystery, that I have read the tablet of heaven, have seen the writing of the holy ones, and have discovered what is written and impressed on it concerning you. I have seen that all goodness, joy, and glory has been prepared for you and been writing down for the spirits of them who die eminently righteously and good. To you it shall be given in return for your troubles, and your portion of happiness shall far exceed the portion of the living. The spirits of you who die in righteousness shall exist and rejoice. Their spirits shall exult. And their remembrance shall be forever the face of the mighty one, for generation to generation, nor shall they now fear disgrace. Woe to you, sinners, when you die in your sins, and they who are like you say respecting you, blessed are these sinners. They have lived out their whole period, and now they die in happiness and in wealth. Distress and slaughter they knew not. While alive, in honor they die, nor ever in their lifetime did judgment overtake them. But has it not been shown to them that when to the receptacle of the dead their souls shall be made to descend, their evil deeds shall become their greatest torment? Into darkness, into the snare, and into the flame, which shall burn to the great judgment, shall their spirits enter, and the great judgment shall take effect forever and forever. Woe to you, for to you there shall be no peace, neither can you say to the righteous and to the good who are alive, quote, in the days of our trouble have we been afflicted. Every species of trouble have we seen, and many evil things have suffered. End quote. Our spirits have been consumed, lessened, and diminished. We have perished, nor has there been a possibility of help for us in word or in deed. We have found none, but have been tormented and destroyed. We have not expected to live day after day. We hope indeed to have been the head, but we have become the tail. We have been afflicted when we have exerted ourselves, but we have been devoured by sinners, and the ungodly their yoke have been heavy upon us. Those have exercised dominion over us, who detest and who gold us. And to those who hate us, have we humbled our neck, but they have shown no compassion toward us. We have been desirous of escaping from them, that we might fly away and be at rest. But we have found no place to which we could fly, and to be secure from them. We have sought an asylum with princes in our distress, and have cried out to those who were devouring us. But our cry has not been regarded, nor have they been disposed to hear our voice, but rather to assist those who plunder and devour us, those who diminish us and hide their oppression, who remove not their yoke from us, but devour, everterate, and slay us, who conceal our slaughter, nor remember that they have lifted up their hands against us. What are we going through right now? How do you feel when you can't feed yourself, or that you can't afford the food that's in the supermarket because it's too expensive? How do you feel that you can't put gas in your car, that your bills are going up and you have to conserve the electric or the gas so you can't heat your home? How do you feel when you can't do a laundry? You have to do one a month. These are the things that people are literally going through, myself included, right now. Are you one of them? If not, you're really lucky. And you might not consider yourself lucky. Many people are going through this right now. And it's all to wake you all up. God is giving you a second chance to make things right. This is an act of God. What is happening right now in the world is an act of God, whether you want to believe that or not. The world is being uprooted right now. All the sinners are going bye-bye. They're getting their justice. Well, Allison, how so? What's coming out in the news? How many stars are selling their homes? How many stars don't you see anymore? Why are they all resigning or stepping away or all of a sudden getting sick? How many versions of a person have you seen? Do you really think that's Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg? The thousands of different versions of them that you see. See, females can change their makeup and they look different, but you know it's them. Like, I can't take my freckles away, whether we like it or not. You might not see them on camera, but I got freckles. I got freckles and I have my birthmark. I have green eyes, right? If I take my makeup and do it differently, I morph a little bit, but you know it's me. My ears don't change. I have a big gauge in my ear. Really think about who you're seeing on camera and what they looked like a few years ago to even 10 years ago, and then look at them now and really try to think hard about what you're looking at and if that's the same person. And that goes also with all politicians. I'm not lying about that. It's all going down. And this, what I'm going through, is to wake people up. No one like me who is willing to work. Yes, I have things, we all have things that we can't do. I physically can't lift a lot of weight. I can't stand on my feet for more than 6 hours. I will be paralyzed. I have back issues. But I am hands-on and I try. I used to wake up at 3:30 in the morning to go to work for 11 years. And then I switched my job and I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I did that for 8 years, all day long. I'm a worker. I like to work. I like to keep busy. I don't like to be like where I am. Why was my job taken away from me? Ask yourselves the harder questions, because only you can answer them. But really take a look at what's happening in our world now and then compare it to all these sections I'm reading right now. God's given us a second chance to make things right. And it's up to not just me, it's everybody involved to start doing better. And that starts with you. Getting out of the mundane, everyday patterning of things and changing it up and making a better difference for yourself. That's all you need to start doing. Recognizing what's been going on in our world. Recognizing and being awake to how we have a second chance now. How do we redeem ourselves? And it's not that we're all bad or we have to redeem or we have to reconcile with God. No, we all have vices and we're all living a human experience. But when you're doing what these evil people have been doing, and that will come out very soon. Okay. What happened on Little St. James? That stuff. Okay, that stuff. You're not doing that. I would hope not, watching me at least. These are the people I'm talking about. These evil sinners. But that doesn't mean you're off the hook. You're given a second chance. Your soul has lived this crazy cycle for now. So now that you're here and now you're awake and now you're aware that there's a lot of things going on that's not right about the world, but oh, whoa. What are you going to do? That's the purpose of me reading this. What are you going to do to fix it for yourself? And then you move on to the community and you move on with your family, your community, and to humanity. You got to start with yourself. What are you going to do? And ask yourself honestly about that. Start small. That's all I ask, because I really don't feel like getting stuck here again. Oh, no. I am not repeating third density. Nope. And if I do, I want to just be collected back into source and like it's spread out again into another destination. I cannot do this trip again. Nope. I don't care what I signed up for. I didn't ask for this. I swear to you, ye righteous, that in heaven the angels record your goodness before the glory of the Mighty One. Wait with patient hope, for formerly you have been disgraced with evil and with affliction, but now shall you shine like the luminaries of heaven. You shall be seen, and the gates of heaven shall be opened to you. Your cries have been cried for judgment, and it has appeared to you, for an account of all your sufferings shall be required from the princes and from everyone who has assisted your plunders. Wait with patient hope, nor relinquish your confidence, for great joy shall be yours, like that of the angels in heaven. Conduct yourselves as you may, still you shall not be concealed in the day of the great judgment. You should not be found like sinners, and eternal condemnation shall be far from you, so long as the world exists. And now, fear not, ye righteous, when you see sinners flourishing and prosperous in their ways. Be not associate with them, but keep yourselves at a distance from their opposition. Be you associated with the hosts of heaven. You, ye sinners, say, all our transgressions shall not be taken account of and be recorded, but all your transgressions shall be recorded daily. And be assured by me that light and darkness, day and night, behold all your transgressions. Be not impious in your thoughts, lie not. Surrender not the word of uprightness, lie not against the word of the Holy and the Mighty One. Glorify not your idols, for all your lying and all your impiety is not for righteousness, but for great crime. Now I will point out a mystery. Many sinners shall turn and transgress against the word of uprightness. They shall speak evil things. They shall utter falsehoods, execute great undertakings. Oh, yeah. And compose books in their own words. But when they shall write all my words correctly in their own languages, they shall neither change or diminish them, but shall write them all correctly, all which from the first I have uttered concerning them. Pause. What does that allude to? What is that alluding to? They write the books. They dictate how things are. So ask yourselves again, have you looked at the patent to certain books? Look to see who owns the patents to certain books. You'd be very surprised at what you find. Enoch is telling us exactly what's happening. They shall neither change or diminish them, but shall write them all correctly. All which from the first I have uttered concerning them. I wonder why. They wrote about Enoch. They wrote this down, but they excluded it out of the very book that everybody reads. That's why they could get away with it. Another mystery also I point out, to the righteous and the wise shall be given books of joy, of integrity, and of great wisdom. To them shall books be given in which they shall believe, and in which they shall rejoice, and all the righteous shall be rewarded, who from these shall acquire the knowledge of every upright path. In those days, saith the Lord, they shall call to the children of the earth and make them listen to their wisdom. Show them that they are their leaders, and the remuneration shall take place over the whole earth. For I and my son will forever hold communion with them in the paths of uprightness while they are still alive. Peace shall be yours. Rejoice, children of integrity in the truth. It's happening. After a time, my son Methuselah took a wife for his son Lamech. She became pregnant by him and brought forth a child, the flesh of which was white as snow and red as a rose, the hair of whose head was white like wool and long, and whose eyes were beautiful. When he opened them, he illuminated all the house like the sun. The whole house abounded with light. And when he was taken from the hand of the midwife, opening also his mouth, he spoke to the Lord of righteousness. Then Lamech, his father, was afraid of him, and flying away, came to his own father Methuselah and said, I have begotten a son, unlike to other children. He is not human, but resembling the offspring of the angels of heaven, is of a different nature from ours, being altogether unlike to us. His eyes are bright as the rays of the sun, his countenance glorious. He looks not as if he belonged to me, but to the angels. I am afraid lest something miraculous should take place on earth in his days. And now, my father, let me entreat and request you to go to our progenitor Enoch and to learn from him the truth, for his residence is with the angels. When Methuselah heard the words of his son, he came to me at the extremities of the earth, for he had been informed that I was there, and he cried out. I heard his voice and went to him, saying, Behold, I am here, my son, since thou art come to me. He answered and said, On account of a great event have I come to you, and an account of a sight difficult to be comprehended have I approached thee. And now, my father, hear me, for to my son Lamech a child has been born who resembles not him, and whose nature is not like the nature of man. His color is whiter than snow. He is redder than the rose. The hair on his head is whiter than white wool. His eyes are like the rays of the sun, and when he opened them, he illuminated the whole house. When also he was taken from the hand of the midwife, he opened his mouth and blessed the Lord of heaven. His father Lamech feared and fled to me, believing not that the child belonged to him, but that he resembled the angels of heaven. And behold, I come to thee, that thou mightest point out to me the truth. Then I, Enoch, answered and said, The Lord will effect a new thing upon the earth. This have I explained and seen in a vision. I have shown thee that in the generations of Jared, my father, those who were from heaven disregarded the word of the Lord. Behold, they committed crimes, laid aside their class, and intermingled with women. With them also they transgressed, married them, and begot children. A great destruction therefore shall come upon all the earth. A deluge, a great destruction, shall take place in 1 year. This child which is born to you shall survive on the earth, and his 3 sons shall be saved with him. When all mankind who are on earth shall die, he shall be safe. And his posterity shall beget on the earth giants, not spiritual, but carnal. Upon the earth shall a great punishment be inflicted, and it shall be washed from all corruption. Now, therefore, inform thy son Lamech that he who is born is his child in truth, and he shall call his name Noah, for he shall be to you a survivor. He and his children shall be saved from the corruption which shall take place in the world, from all the sin and from all the iniquity which shall be consummated on earth in his days. Afterwards shall great impiety take place, then that which had been before consummated on the earth. For I, acquainted with holy mysteries, which the Lord himself has discovered and explained to me, which I have read in the tablets of heaven. In them I saw it written, the generation after generation shall transgress, until the righteous race shall arise, until transgression and crime perish from all off the earth, until all goodness came upon it. And now, my son, go tell thy son Lamech that the child which is born is his child in truth, and there is no deception. When Methuselah heard the words of his father, Enoch, who has shown him every secret thing, he returned with understanding and called the name of that child Noah, because he was to console the earth on account of all its destruction. Another book which Enoch wrote for his son Methuselah, and for those who should come after him, and preserve their purity of conduct. In the latter days, you who have labored shall wait in those days until the evildoers be consumed, and the power of the guilty be annihilated. Wait until sin pass away, for their names shall be blotted out of the holy books. Their seed shall be destroyed, and their spirits slain. They shall cry out and lament in the invisible waste, and in the bottomless fire shall they burn. There I perceive, as it were, a cloud which could not be seen through, for from the depth of it I was unable to look upwards. I beheld also a flame of fire blazing brightly, and as it were glittering mountains whirled around and agitated it from side to side. When I inquired of one of the holy angels who was with me and said, what is this splendid object? For it was not heaven, but a flame of fire alone, which blazes, and in it there is the clamor of exclamation of woe and of great suffering. He said, there, into this place, which thou beholdest, shall be thrust the spirits of sinners and blasphemers, of those who shall do evil, and who shall pervert all which God has spoken by the mouth of the prophets, all which they ought to do. For respecting these things, there shall be writings and impressions above in heaven, that the angels may read them and know what shall happen both to sinners and to the spirits of the humble, to those who have suffered in their bodies, but have been rewarded by God, who have been injuriously treated by wicked men, who have loved God, who have been attacked neither to gold nor silver, nor to any good thing in the world, but have given their bodies to torment, to those who from the period of their birth have not been covetous of earthly riches, but have regarded themselves as a breath passing away. Such have been their conduct, and much has the Lord tried them, and their spirits have been found pure, that they might bless his name. All their blessings have I related in a book, and he has rewarded them. for they have been found to love heaven with an everlasting aspiration. God has said, while they have been trodden down by wicked men, they have heard from them revelings and blasphemers, and not been ignoramulously treated, while they were blessing me. And now will I call the spirits of God, of the good, from the generation of light, and will change those who have been born in darkness, who have not in their bodies have been recompensed with glory, as their faith may have merit. I will bring them into the splendid light of those who love my holy name, and I will place each of them on a throne of glory, particularly his own, and they shall be at rest during unnumbered periods. Righteous is the judgment of God, for to the faithful shall be given faith in the habitations of uprightness. They shall see those who, having been born in darkness, unto darkness shall be cast, while the uprighteous shall be at rest. Sinners shall cry out, beholding them, while they exist in splendor and proceed forwards to the days and periods prescribed to them. Here ends the vision of Enoch the prophet. May the benediction of his prayer and the gift of his appointed period be with his beloved. Amen. And there you have it, the Book of Enoch. Not too long, not too short. Perfect. There are many people on this planet that are prophets. We ignore them and we tell them that they're blasphemous for being a part of the evil. It's the intention that you put into what you do that makes it a sin. It's people who do that work for evil. There's a lot of people who call me, you're a witch. You're evil. Why do you wear black all the time? Blah, 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 blah. Creator wouldn't have given me gifts, insight, clairvoyance, being an empath, if I wasn't able to handle it. And if I was using it for evil, then in the law of one, that's called service to self. And I am more than a service to myself. I am service to others and service to Creator. Always have been. Evil have tried to infiltrate me numerous periods and time frames in my life. They tried really hard, especially when I was not aware of the vocabulary of things that try to take me. They failed. They did. And in the last 5 years, woke me up beyond the capacity of my limits. I knew about a lot of things, but boy, was the veil lifted from my eyes on a lot of other things that I wasn't really particularly into. And then all of a sudden, all this stuff and the wave of insights and amazing things started happening to my consciousness. And then the understanding of why I'm here, what my mission is, and what I'm doing for humanity had flourished. It's not every day that we get to choose or find out our soul mission. Missions, many of us are on many missions. It's like, again, the World of Warcraft game or an RPG. where you're playing a character doing quests and there's side quests and you get gear and you level up. We're all in that. This is a game. We're all playing a game on a theater, on a stage, fractalization of creator, so that creator can have these experiences through us for more knowing and more learning. Enoch told us. Enoch was a prophet. Why wasn't this in the Bible? Now you see it. I hope you see what I'm seeing. I hope you all are seeing, and I know many of you do. But for whoever comes upon this video and this reading, really ask yourself, if you're that unaware, why was this not in the good book? Not because it talks about aliens and other beings and all the seasons and the 364 days. He told you what was going to happen to the evil people, the people who are sinning. He told you. And what's going to happen to us. But this time around, we don't have to die to ascend. I know, right? We don't have to lose our avatar. This is an avatar, our body, our meat suit. We do not have to die to ascend. Normally, when you're harvested, your body perishes, you die, and then you get sucked up, and then you ascend. Not this time. Some people choose, and again, this is all free will, right? We're in a 3D, third free will, 3D, third dimension existence. We might already, most of us may already be in 4D, but we're still playing out 3. We're on the sub octave of 4. So we moved up, but we're not all the way up. Okay. We gotta wait until this deluge happens. It's gonna happen again. If the poles do shift, there's gonna be continents moving. There is gonna be a great flood. And I'm not here to scare anybody. I don't know if that will or can happen. And I think this time it's a man-made event. But if we look around what's going on in the world, not watching the black box, you're seeing the collapse of society, of the old guard, of what was standing since generation to generation to generation to generation to generation, eon to eon. You're watching that and these people who follow the Babylonian way. Goodbye. And the righteous are going to rebuild this world. We're going to make it better. We're all going to work together. We're going to come together and we're going to unify as a planet of Terrans. You're human. Every one of us is human. We are the human race. One race. This division nonsense has to stop. Enoch even said it to his son. My child does not look like me. My child is white as snow. What does that tell you? They're Arab. They're colored beautifully. What does that say? What does that make Yeshua then? Arab. What color of skin? Doesn't make a difference. You're human beings. That's what gets me angry about, and in all honesty, for real, that's what gets me upset about religion, because it's not true to the fact that there's a man on the cross that's the wrong color. Sorry. He's not white. Never was. It should never make a difference. Human being with beautiful energy, and that's all that mattered. None of those disciples either were white. This gets me, this really does get to the core of me, because it's the other, it's like a lie on top of a lie to make it feel good, right? It doesn't matter what color anybody is. You're a soul in a human existence, living something that you were prearranged. You arranged this. Many of us have cycled in every culture, in every race, in every religion, and we were everything before we ended up in this vehicle. Okay? You lived everywhere. You were the victim, you were the aggressor, you were rich, you were poor, you were sick, you had a short life, you had a long life. You've lived it all. You were man, female, male, female, male, female. All of us, whether you want to believe in reincarnation or not, that's up to you, and that's what resonates with you. But we are beautiful human beings, and we have to start acting like it. We have to start treating each other equally. All of us have to start treating everybody equally. And it's based on your character and your disposition. So all the evil people should be treated and ignored, as Enoch said, get away from them, disassociate from them, because you don't need that influence around you. Maybe that could be the reason why I can't find a freaking job here, because it's all fucking corrupted. I live in a nightmare. New York is all satanic. It's satanic. It's the Roman Empire. It's satanic. It's communism. All of it. Even places with good intentions, there are plenty of them. I know a lot of business owners who are amazing, but they have guidelines that they have to follow. So again, here we are. What do you do? But in general, everything here is like evil incarnate, born, and the godly, the good people, the righteous have to suffer. And again, I don't even like looking at some of these things. I don't even align with them. I want to do godly work. I want to work doing what I'm led to do. We're all on a mission here. But in the words of Enoch, this is the second coming in a sense. We have to do everything twice. So if we're not taken out by a big deluge and a big event, there could be something else that takes us out. It might not take us out. We might all be saved. And what I'm seeing now, I think the earth really does need to be purified and cleansed, because everything has been poisoned. Our food, our air, our water, everything has been poisoned. Everything has been tainted by these evil things. And who knows what's going to happen? I'm not saying we're all going to die. I don't think we will. But just be prepared in the time of the now. If you have, stock up on whatever food you can. It's expensive, but if people are now like, thank you for telling me to stock up, I don't have to pay outrageous prices on food that I stocked up on and that will hold out for a long time. So thank you. This is what I'm getting, because they tell people way in advance and then I get made fun of, well, that never happened. Blah, 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 blah. Well, now it's happening, and that you saved your food that you could save at least for about a year, you're fine. Make sure you stock up. Make sure you have plans of escape if you can escape, if something does happen. I mean, and look at the tornadoes and everything going on in the world. An emergency can happen in a moment's notice. And it's just good to have these things while you're, while we have the internet, while we have electricity, while we have all these great things. Be prepared. Don't be scared. I'm going to say it from Ryan Hall, y'all. Be prepared. Don't be scared. You're in God's hands. That's all that matters. And whatever is going to happen, you signed up for this experience. I signed up for this experience. We're all being looked at and watched from across the galaxy right now. Again, the Akashic records is what Enoch is speaking about when he's talking about the book, the records of the good and the evil and the righteous. It's all written down in the Akashic records. Every moment of everything that you do is recorded. It's for you to learn from, not for it to be judged. So what would you want in your book? I do this with my oracle cards all the time. There are cards that get pulled for certain, either people in the struggle or for certain element signs that I pull for: air, fire, water, earth. And it's like, it's writing your soul's destiny. Writing it down. What do you want to do with your life? If you're not happy, what is it that you want to obtain? What is it that you would like to do? And write it down. We have to stop thinking about this financial nonsense. We should all be able to pursue our happiness. We should all be taken and provided for. If we're contributing to society, that's all that should matter. If you're helping others, that's all that should matter. But it's not right now. But these are the things that you need to write down and write out so that you can better yourself and help others. It's what it's about. So I hope all of you enjoyed the Book of Enoch. I know I love this book. And I think it's something that, and again, this is an older version. There are different versions and different edits and stuff. But this is happening now. And it's up to us to manifest, use the power of our third eye, manifest positivity, manifest good things for humanity and for yourself. Because at the end of the day, if your cup isn't full, you can't fill others' cups. So let's fill each other's cup up. Let's get out into the community. Let's think about how we can change the world step by step. And with that, sending each and every one of you love and light. I hope you enjoyed this book. I know I have. And I'll see you on the next one, because I got some good ones. Have a good night, guys. good day or good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. See you in the next one. Bye.